Royal Ascot. It is the height of Britain's summer social calendar, a pageant of royalty, top hats, champagne and the finest thoroughbred racing in the world, dating back 300 years. What's different about this year's festival is Ascot's decision to break with tradition for the first time in its history and allow branded advertising. And that's benefiting Qipco, the British racing sponsor and a private company owned by members of the ruling family of Qatar.
Qipco is a privately owned family business. The chief executive is Sheikh Hamad, and his brothers run the company. Its base is in Doha, and it has a myriad of interests, of which an increasingly substantial part actually is their racing and bloodstock operation.
Qatar's influence over sport is growing. The tiny oil-rich Gulf state of 2 million people with no sporting heritage has been steadily accumulating a host of sports properties, including football club Paris Saint-Germain, the shirt sponsorship of Barcelona, and of course the right to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup. This is all part of Qatar's soft power strategy, using among other assets sport to increase its international influence. 2 years ago, Qatar began sponsoring Britain's top thoroughbred races. The Guineas, the Derby, Goodwood and now Royal Ascot. And British racing gladly opened its doors to Qatar's money.
We've got a 5-year contract with them as commercial partner, and they are effectively title sponsors of the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes, which is run at our July meeting and is one of the most important races in the calendar. I think like any business, it's important to make sure your income and costs marry each other up, and we've got a significant debt to repay, so it's an important part of our business.
But Qatar is in the spotlight for troublesome reasons. It is caught up not just in allegations of corruption relating to its World Cup bid, which bid organisers deny, but it is on the defensive over the use of migrant workers in World Cup-related projects. The question is whether this has implications for other sports bodies like British Racing, who negotiate sponsorship deals with Qatar entities.
Any sport governing body, when it's got clear evidence of something as serious as the abuses of human rights that have taken place in the construction of not just the sports stadiums but other construction sites in Qatar, any sport governing body should take that into consideration. I don't think that they can just pretend that that's not happening.
Qipco's representatives say none of the controversy surrounding the World Cup are their concern.
Well, the allegations in relation to the World Cup bid actually have no connection or relevance to Qipco and their relationship with British racing. I mean, the brothers themselves come from Qatar, and they would be, I think as anyone would be, concerned about question marks about how, if the reputation or the name of the country was being brought into question, but their focus actually is the family business, so there's no direct connection.
So, does British racing have anything to worry about over its Qatar links?
I think that British racing is delighted with the engagement of Qipco, who are a private company, so we're very pleased with the relationship we've got with them.
When Qatar started sponsoring British racing, it looked no more than evidence of another group of private Middle Eastern interests exercising their passion for the sport of kings. Now we are in a different climate. Corruption allegations and human rights concerns have soured Qatar's reputation. Maybe sport is not the great exercise of soft power Qatar had hoped it would be.
If the publicity they're gaining from sport is tainting the image people have of their country, then obviously they're going to want to look at whether that's something they want to continue to do.
Roger Blitz, Financial Times, Ascot.